The Heresy Accountabilibuddies Podcast is dedicated to all things Horus Heresy. This podcast delves into the grimdark universe where Primarchs clash, legions rise, and loyalties fracture faster than a Land Raider's track. But it's not just about the lore of the Horus Heresy. The Accountabilibuddies also explore the gaming side of things, from painting and modeling tips to product reviews and ideas to help you in your hobby. So, whether you're a seasoned Forge World veteran or a fresh-faced scout, this podcast is your Vox channel to the galaxy. Expect discussions on lore, modeling, gaming, and maybe even the shenanigans that your hosts somehow seem to find their way into. Remember, in the grim darkness of the far future, there are only two things you can count on: Heresy and your trusty Accountabilibuddies.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 116 of the Heresy Accountabilibuddies Podcast. As often, I am one of your hosts, and my name is Duncan. Tonight, I'm joined by my friends who are alphabetically...
Jack.
Sammy.
And John.
Wonderful. And we've got a pretty full episode for you all listening tonight. So before we get to everything going on, we'll go ahead and throw a shout out to our patrons and to our sponsors.
Do you love resin bases? Then go to our sponsor, Elric Hobbies, for all of your basing and basing accessory needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a discount. Legendary Monument Hobbies. Monument Hobbies is a one-stop shop for all of your painting needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a 5% discount on your purchase. Pop Goes the Monkey. Find maker of third-party accessory bits of arms, legs, backpacks, and more, where you can get 10% off your first order over $125 with code HERESYABB at checkout.
And patron-wise, we appreciate everything that you all do for us. Sponsor-wise, we appreciate everything you all do for us as well. And I've got a special shout out to Pop Goes the Monkey for the stuff that has arrived at my house this weekend that we are going to be bringing with us to Adepticon. But before we get... What? Huh?
It's too sexy. Too sexy.
Yeah, they're sexy. They're sexy. Anyway, before we get into everything else, let's go ahead and do the what we got done this week. And as always, starting with John. Sir, what did you get done this week?
Well, I was feeling like I wasn't getting enough done, so I decided to work on a lot of crap, to be completely honest with you. So last time we talked about, at least I said, don't be a bitch. And so I decided that, I've been looking at a bunch of terrain for too long. I need to get it all primed. And so luckily a while ago, I bought a drill-powered paint shaker for spray cans, and I just added it to our Heresy Accountabilibuddies Amazon cart list. So for $40, you too can not throw your arm out when you're shaking and going through 7 cans of black primer spray paint.
I'm sure it helped that it was also like 70, 80 degrees yesterday too.
Oh no, it's been 50.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I've been outside in a sweatshirt doing all this
Like here yesterday it was like almost 80 degrees. That's why we had horrible thunderstorms last night. But okay.
It was pretty chilly up here. So yeah, I got 11 buildings rattle canned. And then last week Jeremy delivered the MDF terrain that I had him build for me, and some of that was a giant kind of promethium tanker. So it looked like one of the giant gas tanks that's out in the oil fields and things like that. But I think it's so giant it kind of needs some smaller ones to go with it. So I went to Walmart and picked up 12 tiny guacamole bowls. And if anyone remembers my Adepticon terrain from a couple years ago, 2 guacamole bowls glued on top of each other makes a pretty good looking promethium tank. So I made a bunch of those. And then the problem is these guacamole bowls are made of some weird plastic that doesn't look like anything but long cure epoxy. So I have to kind of set everything together and then hope it doesn't move while it's drying. I got the walkways installed on top of said guacamole bowls. Then I ran a event this weekend. We had about 8 people show up to play Heresy Dallas Games Marathon, and that event went off pretty well. Everyone got a pair of clippers, and then I also handed out a couple of the um, trial mats that we're going to be selling at Adepticon. So some of the ones that I got conscripted that were oddball sizes, just to see how everything went together, were handed out as prizes for Best Painted Loyalist and Best Painted Trader.
Nice.
And then when I got home from that event, actually during the end of that event, I was able to go and clean up 2 boxes of the old Pegasus Hobbies Gothic cathedrals. So I got all those clipped apart and cleaned up a little bit so I can start gluing those together today. And then today I went through and cleaned up my storage and cleaned up the garage a bit, trying to organize everything for kind of a post-Adepticon future where projects don't just stay in boxes and all over the living room, where they're actually going to have some nice storage where they can stand up and not be all over the place. So kind of hoping that I can kind of get things back into organization once all the terrain is finished and done with. But with organizing all the spray paint so that I can start bridal canning in the future, assuming it doesn't snow this coming week, I'll be able to get the memorial garden all painted up and everything else. Oh, and I almost forgot. The other thing that came in this week was my professional grade smoke machine. So I had bought in a couple smaller smoke machines that were kind of hobby grade and smaller, from smaller Kickstarters, and they've never really kind of produced the amount of smoke that I was happy with. In the middle of the event, I got the notification that it had arrived at my house, and so drove back from the event to let the dogs outside, took the smoke machine back up to the store, fired it up, and the store owner was in the next room, and he thought that there was a fire.
Yep.
Wow.
This thing kicks out a crap ton of smoke. It's remote controllable, so you can turn it off from a distance and turn it on from a distance. And it runs on its own kind of proprietary blend. It's like vape juice, but it doesn't have any of the smell that's associated with a vape juice. I'm really allergic to most vape juices, and I can stand in the middle of the smoke with no problems at all.
Well, that's good.
So expect that to come when I get the time to gut the Starship that I crashed the other day. But everyone at the event played on the new buildings, and everyone seemed to be pretty happy with how they turned out. Because they're on 1x1 tiles, I don't necessarily have to push them together to use for ZM. So one ZM table actually made almost 2.5 full tables of City Fight terrain otherwise. So it was good to use those up. So during the cast tonight, I'll be working on gluing those Pegasus buildings together to make some more ruined buildings, because although I said I have 11 tiles, you need 16 to make a 4x4, so 5 more to go.
Sounds good.
What have you been up to, Duncan?
Oh, geez. So, 8 Land Raiders. They have gone from mostly assembled to assembled, base coated. I've got the first and second layer of white down on them. I'm getting ready to either tonight or tomorrow to put the track layer down on the tracks and start hitting the metals after that, before doing any tidying needed on the whites and going from there. But yeah, 8 Land Raiders is a bit much, but it's okay. I'm working on them. Apart from that, I've also got 12 project pieces that we got that came in from our friends with Pop Goes the Monkey that we will be taking to Adepticon. I expect we'll be coming home with 2 of them, maybe. Although I hope to come home with none of them. So we'll be giving 10 of those out at a minimum. And other than that, my basement tried to flood itself this morning or overnight because of all the rain we're getting here in Kentucky. But I have survived. I've got a nice dry basement right now. I managed to get all that cleaned out, and luckily it didn't damage anything that I have going on project-wise, desk-wise, miniature-wise. So I'm good there. Jack, what have you got done?
For a lark, I printed off 30 or 40 Mark III legs. Yeah. And then I printed off a Valdor tank destroyer. And I put that together. And I took the Mark III legs, and after I cleaned those up, I walked them around my hobby table going toot 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 toot. Pew 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 pew. And then after I did that, I kicked it over to Jamie for what he's done.
So, built the Spartan, a plastic one, which, as most people know, if they built the plastic one, takes a little bit of time to get together. I built another plastic Land Raider, the new style one, not the old one. And then I had a Nurgle blessing this week that I don't want to talk about. And then yesterday I spent the better part of 7 hours de-spruing 3D terrain that I had printed for Brian and myself. And yeah, I'm kind of hating life because that was just atrocious doing all that. And then I printed out, like Jack, I also printed out Mark III legs, but they were Nurgle special, like post change Nurgle legs. And it was about 30 or 40 of them. So, and I had to do for those too, or do support those. So that took a little bit of time too. That's pretty much it.
All right.
Do we have anybody else? There's nobody else, I guess.
Nope, nobody else. So, well, sounds like that's the end of the hobby progress for the week. John, there's a lot of stuff that GW's been doing past week and a bit. What do we got going on?
Oh, we had a couple releases, nothing major. The High Elf stuff came onto the main store this week for pre-orders. A bunch of Solar Auxilia shirts showed up in the Warhammer merchandise store, including a large Baneblade poster and a mug. These are kind of cool. Let's see. Starforge is offering a new sale. There's a big Ultramarine field that looks pretty close to the Bulwark field used in Space Marine 2, but it also looks like the bit like the one that the suzerains carry. It's their free gift right now. So if you use the coupon code ULTRA, ULTRA, all capital letters, one word, you get that for free. I think if you spend $50. That was mainly it. I don't think anything major else happened.
Angry Ron?
Oh, right, yeah. So we Heresy Friday for some reason. Heresy Thursday is not important anymore, I guess. So Heresy Friday, we got 2 new models. A Lotara model. That's neat. I'm going to say that I think ours is better. The one that we got from Pop Goes the Monkey is.
I would agree.
I will concur.
I like her knee pads that are world leader symbols. I think that's kind of neat. But other than that, it's just a very bland model.
Head's not very sculpted very well, but
no, it's the GW female head problem all
Yep.
over again. And then we also got the release of Angeron Unleashed.
Yeah.
He's cool. There's, I think the weapons are a little weird, that they're all super spiky and
Yep.
very chaosy. And then the color choice for this is very busy. Kind of conglomerates in the middle of it just as a blob. If you're not taking time to pick out specific things, I think it could be done really well. I can see a lot of detail in this when you take the time to look at it. But I think that the overuse of the weird chaos gums and teeth everywhere, I think, is the only thing that I think detracts from this model.
Oh, I'm
lot of
gonna end up.
Cool.
I'm
a lot
gonna
of
end
gold
up.
bronze, lots of skulls.
I'm probably gonna end up buying 2 of this guy.
What do you, okay, so compared to the new 40K Angry Ron, what do you think about this one?
They both have positives. I think if you combined the 2 of them, you could make an amazing model.
I think this one lends itself more to Angron at the beginning of his ascension to Demon Princehood, as opposed to the established Demon Prince that we get with the 40K model.
Yep.
That said, this one I like. I like a lot, actually. But I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is, like I said, I'm going to get 2 of this model, and I'm going to do one done up as Demon Angron.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get another one, and I'm going to de-spikeify somehow.
The weapons.
And yeah, the
Just gonna be right
weapons.
wrong.
The weapons are pretty off the chain on the spike quote, and even for like 40K. So
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna de-spike the weapons. I'm probably gonna de-spike Angron himself, and I'm gonna go with him as a. And I'm also gonna remove the wings and figure out something for that back, because I'm sure there's holes there.
oh yeah,
And I'm going to use him as a regular Angron because the current Angron is way too small at this point compared to everything.
well, I mean, he's like the size of some of the lieutenants at this point. So
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, if you look at the old Olinor drawing, he looks like a little goblin man in that artwork.
yeah,
So-
he's small compared to the other Primarchs even.
He's comic accurate Wolverine scale.
Yeah,
he's I will say he's not I mean, yeah, you're definitely seeing him early change,
yep,
and he's more. This is hard to say. He's more humanistic than the new 40K one, which is like full on hunchy, deep, demony.
yeah.
So
That's kind of where I'm at.
There's
as
a
well.
lot of it. There's a lot of it that matches the old Heresy card game artwork, and that's what I like. Like the screaming face. I think they were trying to go for like skinned look, like the muscles are exposed type of
Yep.
skinned.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that
just
kinda
makes
makes
the paint
sense.
job look really weird because his face is so much lighter than the rest of his flesh.
Yeah,
He
I'll
doesn't have
agree
a
there.
lot of- he doesn't
His
have a
flesh
lot of-
definitely looks kind of, especially down at the bottom. His feet look almost black.
Yeah.
I like the base. I think it's a little weird that they went with straight blood angels. It would have been
Well,
better if it was generic, but I know why
so-
they did that because there's probably going to be a Sanguinius fighting him.
That's what I was gonna say. It's that's what everybody's saying is that this base is made for him to slot into a scenic base with Sanguinius.
I'm also pretty sure that Ferris Manus' skull was reused in this model.
Boy.
Yeah, because there's a couple skulls on there that have an X in the actual center of the skull. So that could be 10, or it could be just a crack, or it could be broken. But I'm going to choose to interpret that as he's got, just like Horus, he's got Ferris Manus' head on his belt sign.
It could also be his compatriots.
It could be. You never know.
There's a couple of horn symbols, a couple with bullet holes, and there's maybe 3 or 4 that have X's on their foreheads.
Yep. So you can't really tell.
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe Ferris's head is there as well as on Horus's
You would
body.
think
I don't know.
you'd figure it would be bigger than like a normal Space Marine head, though.
Yeah, you would. But then again, I
Maybe
also
it's fun to
don't
see
quite
that.
know
Maybe
the
it's fun-
scale of this guy, so that's
Maybe
something
it's
else
fun
I
to
kind of
see
wonder
that.
about. Maybe.
I do like his WWE Championship belt with the World Eater symbol in it.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a sexy bit right there.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's
I'm
like the
looking forward.
sculpted gums on it for the belt, but
Yeah, it does have gums. You're true. You're right. But it has
Yeah.
the teeth eating like a planet you can definitely see the continents and everything on it. But yeah, I mean, it was a big surprise. Everybody was pissed off that there was no Heresy Thursday, and then like 9 o'clock Central was like, oh, what's this?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I would,
I was like, okay, well, you're forgiven.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a thing.
We'll say, I don't know, was it John or no? I think it was Duncan brought up that the way they're doing the rules, with both of these, it kind of lends to something big coming this summer.
Yeah, it really kind of does. I'm pretty sure that based on this dropping this way, that we're probably going to get a Hereticus World Eater book list, just like we did with the Emperor's Children. So
I hate to say against that, but kind of in support of a possible 3.0 coming.
Yeah, that's what I'm
was
like.
today's preview article.
Yeah.
So for next week's pre-orders, they dumped the mother load of all
literally
stuff.
dumped everything they've shown.
Yeah. So everything we've seen that's heresy related for almost the last year. So the Mechanicum Heavy Support Force, the Mechanicum Magisterium Assassin, the Secretariax, whatever, the Iron Hands Praetor, the Iron Warriors Warsmith, the Space Wolfcaster Runes, the Loyalist and Traitor Herald, and the Loyalist and Traitor Overseers, all coming for pre-order next week.
yeah,
That almost makes me think of a fire sale. Get it out the door before we drop a new edition.
Well, the only thing that was plastic was an AdMech box, which, if what I've heard correctly, is actually going to be a pretty good steal for those three models, because all three are big.
Yep.
And we were kind of predicting it was going to be in the mid $200 to $300 range, and the stuff that I've seen in chats from store owners is saying that US it's supposed to be $185 MSRP. So that's fairly, I'm not going to say affordable, but that's fairly cheap for GW right now.
Yeah, that actually is.
I'm not using any of the tanks. I'm using Mordian conversions, so I can't even buy it for that.
Well, but I'm saying like the big tank is probably 115-ish by itself, and then the Thanatar aren't those like 90?
Yeah, it's 90. I wonder what because it's the tank is just a conversion off of the Triaros. So let me pull up that cost right now.
It's probably different sprue.
Ooh, yeah, the Triaros is 92. So yeah, you're probably right about 115.
Yeah.
So like you're basically getting one of those models free and one of them slightly discounted if it's really $185, like what I'm seeing.
My guess would be the Krios is probably going to be
75
or 80, yeah, because it's about predator sizes.
So if you're into AdMech, snap this up because you're saving some money on it.
Yeah.
All the other stuff is expert level models, which means they're Forge World resin, and
and there's no telling if they'll restock that mech box or not, because they still have. Oh no, they finally did sell out. They still had some of the mech box up until like last week on the website.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of places that still have them.
Yep. But yeah, dropping all this at once. This is the most loaded release schedule we've seen ever for Heresy stuff. So it kind of makes me wonder if we're not too far off of a 3.0.
Well, I figure they're going to probably do it at Adepticon. They'll announce it because that's like their next big show, if I recall correctly. And because LVO was just happened, and there's not really anything big that's in between the two of them.
No, they're really not.
They'll show big.
War Machine dropped their preview article, and it looks just like it looks like an old GW release schedule.
So I would figure they'll announce everything at Adepticon, and it'll launch June, July-ish, like mid-June to early July. Like that's the big window for launches other than September for GW.
I'm looking at the stuff that's been the Sunday preview, and I'm like, well, I've got to order one of those, and I've got to order 2 of that, and I got to order at least 2 of that. Got to order one of those because and I'm going, how much of this can I pick up at Adepticon? And I'm hoping, absolutely hoping that the answer is most of it, because that would be perfect for me to get up there and pick up new stuff that I want at Adepticon rather than
Yep.
waste time and have it shipped here.
To
And
be
then
honest with you,
have it sit.
I'm a bit surprised, okay, that the what are they called? The taskmaster for the what are they called? The
The
guard,
overseers?
the overseers. I'm kind of surprised those aren't Forge World con exclusive type figures, because that seems kind of like up Forge World's niche alley for that.
Yep. I mean, they're definitely, the stuff is Forge World resin kits, and they're listed as expert kits. So I
I
don't
wonder if they're going to
know.
bring some of the exclusive Warhammer World Iron Warrior to Adepticon, because of the past, if they've had a new release like that, they've brought a couple to Adepticon.
Yeah, I don't know. And comparatively, the difference between the Sunday previews and the Angron, nowhere in the Angron article does it say that that's resin.
Oh, it's going to be, but yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. I hope it isn't. But it's quite possible that it won't be. They also said that we're going to get digital rules download, which I had missed before. So maybe you're right. Maybe we won't get a corn book.
I doubt it's not resin, because I think the whole goal was to move all the characters into like expert level resin and like named lieutenants, and then get rid of everything other than Titan vehicles. So
Yeah. I mean, so the other option that we'd thought of, we didn't technically talk about it, was when Fulgrim came out, we got Exemplary Battles Volume 1, and they never finished it. It's been like a year since they did that, so it's entirely possible that that's what we might get with Angron here. It'd be a way for them to release the World Eaters, demon, more aligned army, just like they did for the World Eater, or for the Emperor's Children, as well as coming out with the rest of the units that were exemplary battles that they haven't pulled yet. And if anyone has tried to go look for those, even the units that had exemplary battles before and were reprinted in that book, they've re-released all the exemplary battle PDFs and just removed the rules for the units. So that's what's making me think that they might still keep this up, just delete the rest of the exemplary battles if they release this Volume 2 book instead of 3.0 edition change.
Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what they announce at Adepticon for Heresy and what that presages for the summer. And I'm really hoping that we see all this stuff at Adepticon, and I'm especially hoping to see Angron and Latara at Adepticon, because I will at least purchase one of them there
So
if they have them.
I know in the past, especially with like in the past couple of years with GW, let's call them contracted painters, like the big name painters that have done preview models for GW. Okay, some of those painters that attend Adepticon and LVO have brought those models painted that GW gave them early to take pictures of at the event and stuff, and have it on display. So like Miles, or like not Henry, but what's his name, works with Henry?
Oh, Matt?
Yeah, Matt Kane.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of them got his box that had the new models in it painted, like, they carry, usually a lot of them have them mounted in a wooden box for transport. Got the box stolen when he was setting up the booth.
Yep.
With the models in it. So, it wouldn't surprise me if we see some of these at Adepticon for release, but
I wouldn't really be surprised. In fact, them actually previewing this and saying that Angron will be released at Adepticon, Angron and Latara, seems to make the most sense to me. Especially that way they can drum up more business immediately at Adepticon, and they can definitely get more attractive sales immediately for people who are going, "Yep, I want this. Give
Oh
me
yeah.
this now." So it's going to be interesting. In fact, this entire next, hell, call it 5 months, will be absolutely interesting. Both the stuff we get done, the stuff that we see at Adepticon that they announce at Adepticon, the stuff they don't announce at Adepticon that then gets done
Push.
however long it takes. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun while.
Did y'all see
Between
that they also released the? I didn't know they announced it, but they also released the new Duradio weapon set. You can get just the weapons for them too.
Yeah, I bought that at I went to the Citadel a couple weeks ago and picked one up.
Yeah. I'm slow. I didn't see that they had done that like they did with the Leviathan, but usually those are pretty. They don't do that long. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. So much, so many things to think about. So many things to contemplate.
Yeah. The other thing that's coming out in the preview article is a Death Core of Krieg canteen.
Jack, you
It's
want that
with
too?
a synthetic leather jacket,
Can I
and
3D
they
print
claim
it?
it's a liter. That's a lot.
Yeah.
A liter of cola?
Yeah, it can hold a liter of cola.
Yep.
I mean, it's definitely a thing. So I don't
It's
think you can
aluminum too.
safely drink out of a 3D printed one. So
Yeah, you can. You just gotta seal it right.
yeah, I mean, maybe.
Uh, I've drank out of worse things. Let's put it that way.
Okay, since
Right.
since most of us have accidentally drank paint water, yeah, it's probably not going to be as bad for you. Some of the stuff in the paints.
I've drank dip water before, so
Paint water's clean compared to some of the weird shit I've gone through.
Yeah, okay, that's
I
also
licked
fair.
battery acid once. Put it that way.
You don't lick 9-volt batteries to see if they still have a charge. What?
No, it had leaked.
Oh,
So I licked the actual
Oh
acid.
my God, that you know what?
I was small.
You know that's it explains so much, John. It explains so very, very much. Anyway,
The other thing that got previewed, that's not technically for us, was the Emperor's Children Collector's Edition for 40K Codex. I bring this up because it looks like the old Collector's Edition codexes. It's got a whole bunch of coins and a bunch of other stuff that comes with it. And it
it
comes
looks
in
like
this really
the
cool
7th
split
edition
case.
one.
Yeah, it harkens back to ye old collector's editions where it goes with art cards and coins and everything else that you need to play the game.
And the books actually had special, because I still have my Tau, my Dark Angels, and my Orc one. They actually had special covers on them that were different than the normal one. Like the Dark Angels one had a list of all the names of the Fallen on it, which, like, okay,
Yeah,
where are you going to get that?
come with reasons for buying them
Yep.
other than just a different colored cover like some of the other books have been. So if they come back to this, I wouldn't. I mean, hell, I could see me buying some of the collector's editions that for the armies that I like. What's really weird is it comes with a quarter of a medallion, metallic chaos medallion. So if you buy all the collector's editions for Thousand Sun, World Eaters, Death Guard, and Emperor's Children, you can push it all together and make this really cool little display piece.
that's nice.
If they start doing this for Heresy, I think all of our wallets will cry. So, GW, if you like money.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but they only make like 100 of them, so nobody will actually have them. So
Right.
well, that's what the reseller market's for, as we all know.
That's all the news, Mr. Duncan.
Well, if we've already done all the news, we've done already all the hobby stuff that we've gotten through.
was there any Starforge?
No, they're running a coupon sale thing right now for anytime you spend over $50. If you use the coupon called Ultra, ULTRA, you get a free Ultramarines Shield keychain It looks kind of like the ones that the Suzerain carry or the Bulwark carries in the Space Marine 2 game.
Hmm.
Other than that, I don't see anything else that's new from them. Maybe some new purity seals, but the way they market them, it's kind of hard to tell if there's an update for that. Oh, wait, never mind. Here's a brand new set, limited to 1,000 units. Space Marine 2 collector's set. Comes with a Ultramarine keychain, which is the one they're giving away for free, a pin, a coin, a chainsword keychain, and they're calling it a water bottle, but it looks like an oversized Starbucks cup with a Space Marine print on the side of it, and it's made of steel. All that for $100 isn't terrible.
No, there's a lot of stuff that's really not terrible lately.
Yeah,
They're
Starforge, I've really liked the quality of the stuff. Like I said, my wedding ring was from Starforge. It was the Aquila. I bought that Emperor pendant that I wear on a daily basis from them. They've got a lot of nice stuff. And we'll actually have some Starforge stuff for prizes at Adepticon.
prizes for Adepticon, you say?
Yep.
Wonder what other prizes we may have at Adepticon this year. In fact, do we want to talk about what all we will be bringing as a whole, other than small secrets, to Adepticon, or no?
I'm bringing a cart to push around Duncan's minis on. I may bring dice. I may not bring dice. I may bring rule books. I may not bring rule books. And a can-do attitude. I'll be bringing a can-do attitude.
I have super secret projects that are so secret, other members of the cast don't even know about them.
I never know about shit, so it doesn't surprise me.
Okay. Well, I will go ahead and announce one of the secret projects that I am personally bringing to Adepticon. And that is myself. I'm bringing myself. I'm bringing one of our patrons. And I'm bringing a can-do attitude to the entire event because I can do it.
Hopefully, you're also bringing models.
And
I figure I'll just leave you with the cart to do that, to bring that along with the glue and the hobby knife that we're probably going to end up needing.
Oh, I'm not bringing glue or a hobby knife.
You're not bringing the standard jack kit?
No. I'm doing nothing this year. I'm showing up with a can-do attitude. I may not even bring dice. I may be using your dice.
The glue and hobby knife may get confiscated at the entrance anyway, so.
Well, if you're not bringing hobby dice or dice or hobby knife or glue or anything, that sounds to me like I need to step my game up and bring stuff.
Exactly. Weaning you off this whole entire pocket jack thing.
Well, as we all know, I'm probably not going to do any of that, so I guess I'll just kind of have to hope and pray that it works. And then when it doesn't, laugh and cry. Beyond that, since we are sponsoring some of the events, we will be giving away some prizes at the end of the events that we ourselves are running. I know we're definitely giving out some cool 3D printed stuff that we got with Pop Goes the Monkey once we get those assembled and maybe painted. We'll see. Or we may just leave it up to people to paint. Who knows? But we're definitely bringing
one of them.
Yeah. At the very least, I've got to paint one of them.
Yep.
So we'll see. But we're doing that. I think we're bringing a whole bunch of posters from the past 2 years and this year that I've got to order either tonight or tomorrow.
If anyone remembers last year, they randomly ran into me. I had a bunch of goodies to randomly give away to people. If you were an Ultramarine player, you got a pin that says this requires a spreadsheet. And if you were loyalist players, you got a patch, or if you're just a generically cool person, you got a different patch. I will have some of that available as well this year, as some other secret squirrel stuff that I'm going to be handing out to random cool people if you come and approach me at the con.
Yep. I will also have some random cool stuff. I don't know if I'll be handing it out or just showing it off to people, so we'll see. We will also need to let everybody know that we will be at the creators event that Adepticon is hosting. We will be there. Myself, I'll be there, and I think John will be there.
Yep.
Pretty sure Jack will be there. We will more than likely have our shirts on from the web store that you can purchase. We'll probably have some of our own we are wearing at the event. Talking with people, hanging out, spreading goodwill. Maybe handing out swag. We don't know. We're gonna figure some of that stuff out eventually. But that's really about it on that stuff.
We'll have the mats for sale.
Oh, the mats. What are these mats, John?
So everyone's pretty familiar with neoprene. It's what most of our gaming table mats are made out of. But also a lot of people use them for mouse pad material, is usually what it's referred to. I have ordered 20 mouse pad sized or gaming area sized mouse pad or mat. They also happen to be just shy of the same size as the generic Amazon cart that everyone uses to push their army around. So if you want to use it as a base for that, you can use. If you've got video right now, you can see that Jamie's holding up one right now. I think that one's a little bit big compared to the one that I ordered a bunch of. But
So
that gives you
is
an
the
idea
one
what it is.
that Jamie's holding up the same size as the one that I have?
I think so.
Yep, that one's a little big.
Apparently, I just learned this week too that they're washable, according to John. I did not know that
Yep.
because I haven't used it to paint on top of because I'm a sloppy painter.
I will say that I've had mine for 6 months. I've washed it a dozen times. I've cut into it more times than I can count, and I've gotten paint on it a lot. The paint washes off. Sharpie washes off pretty well too, but it does not heal itself if you cut it.
It also doesn't heal itself if you get glue on it, because glue does not come off.
Yep. Yeah, glue kind of screws it.
Yep,
But
I found that out, and I've got a big glue spot on the corner of mine.
yeah. But it works really well for protecting your table from paint and other stuff. I tried to find self-healing mats for everybody, but that's not something I could.
John and I have both been looking for them, but they're like the ones we found are crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Does
One American
anybody?
company that does them.
Okay, so every year at Adepticon themselves puts out these little bitty tiny self-healing cutting mats. Are those the
Yep.
kind you're talking about?
Yep.
It's interesting.
If you order them in bulk, well, they don't put them out; they sell them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you order them in bulk, you can get them cheaper. But for instance, these mats, I only ordered 20. So once they're gone, they're gone, and they're not. They're costing us a pretty penny. So we're probably going to end up having to charge at least $20 for them, just to recoup the cost on getting them over here.
It's not
As well
unreasonable.
as the design cost. So that's kind of the issue that we've got with those. Healing mat wise, I couldn't find anyone that does them, but I'll keep my eyes open. Maybe in the future we'll have them along with the. So the other thing I talked about the Velcro. Well, so last year I handed out pins, random fun pins. I've also got the return of the Accountabilibuddies pin that Christina designed. It's got our logo and it's got the little Mark III helmet on it. Those will make a comeback. I ordered a whole bunch of, and we're going to kind of figure out how we're going to give these out, whether they're just going to be first come, first served, or if they're going to be event giveaways. But we do have some Starforged chain sword keychains.
Ooh, those are nice.
As prizes. Yeah. And then we have some Aquila pins to give away as well. whether we want to give those away as event prizes or sign-ups or what. I'll pawn that off onto Duncan to discuss later. But surprise everybody, we're going to have a bunch of cool stuff for you.
My
What a
favorite
shock.
pastime is passing stuff off on Duncan to do.
Yep. Duncan, we're awful close. Do we want to reveal the secret squirrel project or not?
I say
Ah,
no.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and reveal one part.
Patron, do it for the patron.
This is not the patron show.
You're right. It's not the patron show. But I'll go ahead and I will reveal one part. I already showed the patrons what these are, but we at all the events that we ourselves are hosting, other than the BAG, we will be, and also the quads, because I didn't have enough financial ability to get them for that. But we will be giving a favorite trader and favorite loyalist trophy to everybody in one of our events. That's from us. That is something by us that hopefully everyone will enjoy. It is for the community voted favorite trader and favorite loyalist. So there is that. That's that. You'll get that for Jack's event. You'll get it for the 2 events that I'm running, and we have them for the doubles event, but not for the quads, unfortunately.
Okay, I have a secret squirrel gift for best trader and best loyalist for the doubles. I have a single gift, and that's it for each of those.
Okay.
I have the ability
will
to
not
tell
reveal-
Duncan to post those pictures on the patrons for patrons only for the stuff that I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm this one is going to be so secret that we're not going to reveal it until prizes are handed out.
That's fair. Jack, the one that you're doing, the secret one, I think you're not revealing that until Dethroned itself. Is that right?
Yep. But you can put it on the patrons only.
I could.
They got
I could.
They got to give us a $1 for it.
I also had something I was going to give out to the patrons too, but I can't be there, so I'm just going to send it to one of y'all.
Okay.
I
Well,
think y'all already knew what it was, but
yeah, I think we know what that is.
okay.
It's hand jobs.
Yes. No. So he's sending that over to Jack to pass out.
Jack will handle that for my part.
All the handies.
Yep.
They don't call me Jack for a reason.
Oh,
So I think we officially moved over to mature at this point.
We've been mature for a while.
That's how this podcast is posted everywhere. Mature.
Yeah.
When I worked at the game shop, we sold a lot of those black reach round boxes.
Oh my god.
What did he say?
Yeah.
What? Never mind. I don't want to know. Never mind.
Oh Lord. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be at Dethroned. Obviously, we're gonna be doing stuff. We will be having all of the fun. We'll be meeting all the people we can, and we look forward to meeting all of you who are listening, and hope that you can make it to a Dethroned, and hope that we get to hang out with you and shoot the shit and talk stories and play Heresy and see you play Heresy and see you have an amazing time. And if you're possibly not going to a Dethroned and you want to get some of the stuff that we have that we'll be having at Dethroned for various reasons, you can reach out to us. You can reach us at show@heresypodcast.com about that stuff. You can also reach us through our website, heresypodcast.com, and head over there and get merch if you want to do so. We do have shirts and hoodies available. The web store will be shut down at the end of April at this point. Hopefully we can see some more people there who have some of our shirts. Maybe we can get some group shots. That'd be kind of neat. But definitely show up if you can. Definitely come to a Dethroned. It'll be fun. Playing events, meet the cast, enjoy yourself. Because building communities is what we are all about and what Heresy is all about. Anybody else got anything else to talk about tonight?
I mean, we've kind of talked about what armies, but I will be bringing the Cobra Militia with my Oops All Sentinels list for any 3K games.
Okay. I will be bringing World Eaters. And I'm bringing Oops All Phalanx Blades Inland Raiders. And I'm bringing 4,000 points of that because everybody needs Oops All Phalanx Blades and Oops All Lady Raiders because it'll be funny and ridiculous. And Jack will be playing World Eaters as well. And I'm going to sit there and enjoy making Jack play traders because, yeah, it'll be fun.
I don't have any issues with that. Have trader armies already. Yeah, punk.
Yeah, but those trader armies have a shooting phase. This army doesn't, unless you count land raiders, which are going forward as fast as possible.
I have last cannons.
Yeah, but they don't really count because they're just last cannons.
Jesus.
But it'll be okay. Jamie, what are you bringing to Adepticon?
Nothing, because I'm not going to be there.
Dang it!
Too soon, Duncan. Too soon.
There you go, ruining my hopes and dreams again.
I'm single parenting at the time, and I have to deal with spring break for 3 children. So
I just
not
figured
sure,
you.
not sure they would. I'm not sure they would actually enjoy basically guiding me around drunk up in Milwaukee together. But and Asher might, but I don't know about the other two.
Well, at our event this weekend, my buddy Joel brought his nephew. It was his first time playing Heresy. So maybe we'll get a new gamer in locally, and then use some of that power to get your kids into it.
No, Asher, when I've been playing with Blake and stuff, Asher goes. He's sat there and tried to learn how to do it. It's still a little out of his patience level yet, but he's interested. He's definitely interested in it. Baylor, there's not going to be any hope in that, just the way Baylor is. So
that's fair. So one thing I think that we might want to try doing is trying to arrange maybe a listener get together. If we want to talk about that, for anybody who's out there listening, maybe arrange like a group dinner somewhere. If we can try to find somewhere we could all go to and meet up there and just have fun.
Make a Discord channel for it.
Yeah, I think I should do that. I think I should definitely do that. In fact, after this is done, I will do that.
you could take it a step further and make it a live show.
I don't know how well that live show thing's gonna go. We'll see.
Their internet's usually spotty at conventions.
True.
Yeah. I have. In fact, I'll just go ahead and mention it. John, you remember that idea that we had discussed about making a way to live stream some of the games?
Yeah, and I sent you a camera.
Yep. So I can't figure out how to get the track system to work.
Okay.
I have somebody who can help me with it, but getting it all done won't be able to go on for this year. But next year, if we go, and if we're hosting an event again, which we probably will be on both those, we should be able to have one of the tables be able to be live streamed for Heresy.
Well,
I just don't know where we would host that. Do you have any ideas on that one?
Probably heresypodcast.com.
That would probably be a good place to do that. Wonder if we have anybody who has video ability to set something like that up.
Do we?
I don't know, Jack. Do you have that ability?
There's
Wait, what are we talking about? All I heard was dead air. I quit paying attention about 25 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're being on food again, Jack.
So, do you possibly know if there'd be a way to live stream a game at Adepticon for next year?
The tube of you
through the YouTube.
The tube of views, yeah, probably.
Yeah, we have to have a certain subscriber number and a number of watch hours to do that.
What's a YouTube?
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say.
But Rumble, I think, doesn't have the same limitations. I can look into that.
We could also Rumble now too. We could also try looking into seeing if it's possible to do that here on the Discord.
See here, I can hit go live on this thing right here on YouTube, and then in turn go live.
Yeah, but there's some limits on it. I think you have to have like 1,000 subscribers and a certain number of watch times and comments and things.
Built-in red webcam. Oh yeah, I can do it right now.
Oh, cool. Well, then I guess we'll probably not have that this year, but definitely have it next year.
Webcam, people and blogs, entertaining, gaming. There you go. We gaming.
Right. Yeah. Since we're now digging into the weeds of everything that we're still working on and planning on,
Test.
I think it's about time we just go ahead and call this a night. What do you all
Hold
think?
on. I'll go ahead and spoil it too. The White Scar Army is built, and
dear.
we got the special new bases this week to put them all
Ooh.
And I forgot to mail it to you, but
certain person donated, Gabe. He very generously let Brian pick what scenic bases he wanted and sent them to custom the number that we needed to Brian. So that's coming at some point. Not for
whenever
Adepticon.
that army. Yeah, whenever that army finally goes up, it will also be getting a White Scars banner magnet from Starforge.
Nice.
That I picked up for it.
Somebody click that thing I just sent you on Discord.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm on the floor, so I can't do that.
Of course, you're on the porch.
I see it. It looks like a bunch of blue stuff on a table. Ultramarines. And now it looks like a tank that Jack's building. It looks like a bunch of blue stuff on a table.
Oh, okay. End. Feedback. Oh, God.
All right, then. So,
circles now, so probably is a good time to end it.
Yeah. Which is also kind of a segue for us tonight as well, I think, guys.
Yep.
For myself, Duncan, for our friends here, thank you all for listening. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate everything that everybody does, and we hope you all have a wonderful time doing it. Remember,
we look forward to seeing the people at Adepticon. And if you can't make it to Adepticon, like Jamie, we appreciate y'all joining us for the 2-week hobby challenges that we still have going on right now. And we appreciate everyone that joins us on Wednesday nights for our hobby hangouts. I know that sometimes I'm not there. I'm not there all the time because of work or whatever else, but it's a good way to kind of unplug from the week. And
yeah, for me, it's a big deal to get in there and just shut everything off and just be a hobbyist. So
exactly.
Yep. So remember, everybody, stay accountable to yourself. Stay accountable to your buddies. Stay accountable to your hobby, and help everybody else out around you as well. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you. And as always, I've been Duncan, and tonight I've been joined by my friends
Jack,
Jamie,
and John.
And we will see you next time.
Like and subscribe.